James Tremain here, and welcome to Retrain with Tremain. Now, this community is something I've created for any entrepreneurs, any business owners, any high-performing individuals, anyone who's feeling stressed out, anxious, on the edge of burnout. And when you're feeling these sensations, maybe that ends up in you drinking or finding some sort of release in drugs, in alcohol, in junk food, in distraction, in avoidance, in any way to try and get rid of these feelings, okay? And what usually happens is when you end up taking these drugs, you end up feeling more negative the next day. Your mind's not there. You don't turn up 100%. You can't sleep well. You're not feeling good. Your body starts to deteriorate. And it's just this downward negative spiral. And then what ends up happening at the end of that is you end up not making as much money in business. You end up having problems in your relationship. Your marriage isn't going well. It's just this downward negative spiral, okay? And trust me, I've been there. This is the reason that I've created this whole community. So to give you a bit of a backstory, 10 years ago, I was fat, I was overweight, I was extremely stressed out of my job, and I was traveling the world, and I got to 110 kilograms. I ended up putting on 30 kilograms of weight. I had a big beer belly. I had man boobs. I was disgusted with the reflection in the mirror. I was depressed. Literally for months, I would want to end it, okay? And that was until I decided to take a look at what I was eating to start off with. And I started to realize that almost everything I had been taught from school, from religion, from society, and what I'd been taught was healthy was actually making me more and more sick. So I was following what was healthy, but I was getting more and more fatter and more sick. So once I took things into my own hands and I started to research and I started to relearn and retrain myself, I started to understand that almost everything I'd learned had to be looked at again from a new perspective, as whether I believed it or whether I didn't believe it. Once I started to do this research and once I started to retrain my brain and started to retrain any false or limiting beliefs I held or these behaviors and habits, I started to understand that pretty much everything I had been taught needed to be relearned in some sort of way. And that's why I created Retrain with Tremain. Now, within 5 years of this transformational process, I've lost 30 kilograms in 6 months. I've got in the best possible shape I've ever been in. I had a six-pack. I've got a body that I thought was previously impossible to me. I thought this was for people with good genetics. I've started a family. I've just had a new daughter. I've traveled the world to over 30 different countries. I've lived in 2 esoteric pyramid mystery schools, learning ancient esoteric wisdom and modern science. I've now live in Ibiza. Honestly, I cannot tell you how much has changed just by simply retraining these limiting beliefs, these false beliefs, these habits that I had subconsciously accepted from birth up until the present moment. So that is the whole mission of Retrain with Tremain, is to help you understand how your physical, mental, emotional, and consciousness states work, understanding how that affects your reality, and then understanding tools, techniques, and different exercises that you can use in order to hack those physical, mental, and emotional states to keep you less stressed, to keep you more focused, to make you more calm, more creative in a problem-solving state, instead of feeling anxious, feeling stressed, feeling worried, feeling fearful, which then leads to those negative habits. Okay, so the idea of this is that from the age of 0 to 7 are the most important time in a child's life. Now, when we were that age, we didn't have the opportunity to choose our belief systems. We literally had to just accept whatever our parents, whatever our society, whatever our friends told us, okay? Because we were that young, we needed to survive. So we would accept whatever the belief was, whatever the behavior was, whatever the habits were, okay? And those habits, which were formed in the first 0 to 7 years and up until about 15, 20, but the most important 0 to 7 years, they will literally affect the rest of your life. Okay, so if you had seen, for example, maybe your parents, the way that they handled stress, anxiety would be to hit the bottle, grab a bottle of wine at night or go to the pub or whatever, then you will act exactly the same way. So now, fast forward 30 years, 40 years later, you're a grown adult, you're going to work, you're feeling stressed, and you end up doing these exact same subconscious patterns. And that is because you don't understand how your physical, mental, emotional states work, how your behaviors work, how your habits work. And that's the whole point of this, is to give you guys the knowledge, the understanding, the guidance to work out how your body works, because the only way that we change is, first of all, knowledge and understanding, and then action as well. Okay, so everything you'll learn in this community, over the courses, over the program, everything I've got on there is to give you that understanding. Okay, it's not about me telling you what to do, because you will never accept that. Okay, just remember when you were as a kid and someone was to tell you something, you would literally do the opposite, and the same goes here. So all of the information, everything I will present you with, is nothing new. This is from great minds through thousands of years up until the present moment, all over history. And this is just an accumulation of ideas. So my idea here is to present you with the knowledge, and you can critically assess whether you believe it or whether you don't believe it. And you'll do that by putting the exercises, the tools, the techniques into practice. And then once you put them into practice and you start to see results in your own life, only then can you change your belief systems, your behaviors, and your habits based on your own personal experience. And once you have that personal experience, you can then decide whether these old habitual ways of being, as in like drinking, smoking, all of these negative, potentially negative vices, do they serve you now? And you will start to notice that through doing the exercises and through putting all the information into practice. Now, what you'll do in this course, or in this community, sorry, you're going to find heaps of information. Okay, there's loads of mini courses I've created, and we talk about a variety of different things. So it's not just one thing like exercise or health, it's a variety. It's personal development, but that includes everything. So your physical health, your mentality, creating a strong and robust mentality, your emotional states, your consciousness. This includes everything from breath work, pranayama breath work, meditation, visualization, auto-suggestion, affirmations, all of these different tools and techniques that will be in there. So check it all out. Dive deep. There's going to be a load of videos in there for you to check. There's mini courses, there's mini trainings, there's tons of information for you. So check it all out. I invite you to engage in it as well. Send messages, ask questions. And if you guys need any help or any guidance throughout, I'm here for you. So just drop me a message personally, send me a message, and we can talk. So thanks again, guys. And I look forward to seeing you inside the community.